Let's take it back to when you did turn heel in WCW. When you're backstage there and you're about to join Hall and Nash, form the NWO, turn heel for the first time in however long that was, what's going through your mind?
Well, first off, we didn't tell anybody.
Nobody.
No, Hall and Nash didn't know if I was coming or not.
They didn't know who the third man was.
Well, there was a possibility because Eric I was filming a movie out in L.A., and Eric had approached me about turning heel. And no, brother, it doesn't work for me right now. I was making really good money there, guaranteed money, and I just wanted to keep things going the way they were, even though the red and yellow thing was starting to lose a little bit of luster. And it was getting old. And I saw, Scott come out and I went, that's like a shoot, and I'm watching this from L.A., and then Big Kev came out and powerbombed Eric to the table, and I called Eric up and said, hey, I'm your third man. He goes, oh, thank God, because we were going to go with Sting. I said, bro, you can't go with Sting.
How about the Hulkster? How good was he? Is he up? Where is he? Boy, oh boy. They may call that entertainment. I know about entertainment, but when he used to lift a 350-pound man over his shoulders and then bench press him 2 rows into the audience, I say maybe entertainment, but he is one strong son of a gun. I will tell you, I watched it many times. There aren't a lot of entertainers that can do that, right? You were fantastic. Thank you very much.
It's in my blood. I mean, I'm the guy. So Eric didn't want to tell anybody, so up until the time I went to the ring, Eric goes, Hogan's not here yet, which of course I was outside hanging out. Hogan's not here yet, and if he doesn't come, we're sending Sting. So Scott and Kevin went not knowing if I was coming, right? So it's really weird because when I look back at the tape, I know Eric was talking about, oh yeah, well, we spent time outside and we discussed the promo and stuff, and I don't remember any of that because I just went out, and when Mean Gene came in, it was, let me tell you something, Mean Gene, I just rolled with my normal crap, I was selling out the world, and you guys are bumming gas to get to high school. I just rolled with one of my heel promos, and it was, I never think about what I'm going to say until I get out there.
Yeah.
So, everything was really cool, and all of a sudden I felt that cold white heat where it got silent for a minute, and they started throwing stuff. I told Mean Gene, I said, you need to go, bro. You need to get out of the ring because we may have a riot in here. And then his nose was bleeding. He got hit with something, and he kept his head down. He was scared. I said, bro, you need to run.
Take a look what happened.
Because if we start lighting this place up, we could have a riot here. Because it was that type of heat I hadn't felt for a long time.
Get ready to see more purple around town. Truist, formerly SunTrust and BB&T, is revealing more about its identity and logo. The company says the purple comes from a combination of Heritage, BB&T Burgundy, and SunTrust Blue. It does not come from the Minnesota Vikings uniform.
I don't know how you do it. I put together some really impressive deals. But this thing you've pulled off, it's amazing. A big and tasty for just $1? How do you do it? What's your secret?
Got a buck? You're in luck. Because you can get a delicious beefy big and tasty, a McChicken sandwich, and lots of your other favorites on McDonald's Dollar Menu every day.
Together, Grimace, we could own this town. Purple. Very, very powerful.
US President Donald Trump arrived in India on Monday to a raucous reception.
Namaste, Trump! Namaste!
Crowds of tens and thousands roared Namaste Trump at the world's biggest cricket stadium in Ahmedabad as he promised them a, quote, incredible new trade deal.
And I am pleased to announce that tomorrow our representatives will sign deals to sell over $3 billion in the absolute finest state-of-the-art military helicopters and other equipment to the Indian Armed Forces.
The rally was a larger version of the Howdy Modi event the two leaders attended in Houston last year to a crowd of 50,000 Indian Americans. India and the US have built close ties, and officials say Trump's two-day visit is a sign of their converging interests.
Former President Donald Trump has named J.D. Vance as his vice presidential running mate in his bid to return to the White House. Mr. Vance's wife, Usha Chilikuri Vance, is the daughter of Indian immigrants. Here is what we know about her. Usha Chilikuri, 38, was born in California and grew up in San Diego. She graduated in history from Yale University and also holds a Master of Philosophy degree from Cambridge University. Usha and J.D. Vance first met at Yale Law School and were married in Kentucky in 2014. The couple have 3 children, 2 sons, Ewan and Vivek, and a daughter, Mirabelle. She's carved out a successful career as a lawyer and has worked with Supreme Court Justices John Roberts and Brett Kavanaugh. Currently, she works as a litigator for a San Francisco law firm which touts itself as being radically progressive. Mr. Vance also says Usha wields considerable influence over his political career.
My mother, Shamala, raised my sister Maya and me to believe that it was up to us and every generation of Americans to keep on marching. She'd tell us, don't sit around and complain about things, do something. People have these stereotypes and actually misconceptions about who Indians are. I mean, at least I can speak about my own experience, and you have a similar experience, sounds like, where, my grandfather was very progressive. Like, his daughter wanted to go and do that, and he was like, go ahead. My entire childhood was pretty much spent in the kitchen with these incredible cooks who, I would just sit there and smell everything and then watch, and then I became an apprentice without knowing what the word apprentice meant. Other countries are following the science. Trump pushed miracle cures he saw on Fox News. While other countries were flattening the curve, he said the virus would just, poof, go away. Quote, like a miracle. So when other countries opened back up for business, what did we do? We had to shut down again. This virus has impacted almost every country. But there's a reason it has hit America worse than any other advanced nation.
One being to counter China's rise as a superpower.
Deepen the ties further.
But the two sides did not manage to hammer out a trade deal ahead of the visit, arguing over markets such as dairy and poultry, along with issues such as data storage.
People gathered here are eagerly.
India is one of the few big countries where Trump's personal approval rating is above 50%. Nationalist Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was re-elected last year, has shifted his country firmly to the right and touts his relationship with Trump a success. Modi pulled out all the stops on this visit, rolling out the red carpet at the airport and escorting Trump and wife Melania to Mahatma Gandhi's former home. Before a sunset visit to the Taj Mahal. The two leaders also shared pleasantries online. Trump tweeted using the Hindi language to say, "We are ready to come to India. We are on our way. We will be meeting everyone in a few hours." Modi replied with an old Indian phrase, "The guest is God."
If we turn against each other based on divisions of race or religion,
Come on, try getting it out. Ding, 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 bong. That's all, folks.
A future that Ernest Cline, the writer of the book, envisioned. I was very careful with Ernie collaborating with me every step of the way to be able to find the movie narrative inside this dense forest of Ernie's profound imagination.
The Oasis being the ultimate toy box with all the toys in the world, and then playing that with one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. It results in just amazing action and such a fun adventure.
Ernest Cline is such a visionary, and I think has seen the future before any of us possibly could even imagine it.